All right, so I am Julie Hill, and this is my best friend and teaching partner, Miss Reeves, Tiffany Reeves.
Hello.
And we are going to talk about autism and the FAD treatment of the gluten and casein-free diet.
So I was doing some research, and I found that scientists are finding that if you start to eliminate gluten and casein from children with autism, that they will reduce their behaviors. So I was going to talk to one of my parents and see about suggesting that treatment for them.
Oh, where did you read it? Can you send that journal article to me?
Yeah, I definitely could. It was I found it on WebMD, the Mayo Clinic had that article.
Oh, see, I found an article from Ms. Keller that investigated other researchers to see how many research articles have been done about the casein and gluten-free diet. And she actually only found 6 of them from 2006 and 2019 that fell within the right parameters to really look into. And of those 6, what she found is that there's actually no benefits to using gluten-free and casein-free with autism. Actually, the clinicians reported that the autism core samples or core symptoms didn't change, and the parents didn't report any functional level or behavioral changes by it.
I mean, because what they were finding, what they did find was that children with autism can process the peptides differently, the gluten and the casein peptides differently. And so when they process it differently, it can cause them to have the behaviors because of how the peptides are processing, and then it goes to their brain and it causes them to act out in that. So that's why they suggest kids eliminate that from their diet.
Did they have a case study on that article too?
I believe so.
Awesome. I really want to see that, so make sure you send it to me. I worry because in the Keller article, she mentioned that it could cause some gastrointestinal adverse effects. She was worried about how it would affect the kids' digestive system, especially because we know that our autism kids really struggle eating, and they kind of have issues or certain eating patterns. And so one of the things they put in there is that there's a risk of eating disorder or even malnutrition from taking those away.
Well, and it did suggest getting the allergy tests and seeing if they did have allergies to those to gluten and casein. So they did suggest getting those tests to see if they do have allergies to them. So that was one suggestion. And they said often students with or children with autism that they will automatically kind of eliminate foods that may make them uncomfortable. And so they could eliminate them on their own if they're making them feel sick. But also they just say that the peptides can cause pain sensitivity and increase their behaviors. So they really just think that it's best to just eliminate them overall.
Well, that's good. I'm definitely going to research or look through your data, and I'll send you my article on Keller. I know I found another one by Sarah Hertz that talked about the same thing about gluten and casein-free diets being an elimination diet. And again, she went through and looked at 5 controlled studies by Elder, Heyman, Johnson, Whiteley, and another one. But anyway, out of her 5 studies, 3 of them were double-blind studies, and they found no difference in the behavior of kids with autism from the elimination diet. One of them had a parent, it was based on the parent's perception, and so it did show some improvement according to the parents, but it's not considered a scientific case study because it was literally based on a parent questionnaire. The other one she found had a high attrition rate, so they actually couldn't use the data from it because kids were dropping out. They couldn't keep up with the diet. There's too many costs and all the foods and whatever, so the parents actually gave up. So hopefully if we share each other's data, we can have a conversation about this again and maybe look through it more and filter and see what's best for the parents.
I'd love to look at your research as well. So I'll share my articles and see if I can check out yours as well. So let's definitely share.
Thank you.
Yep.